Mr. Mercer, standing round a grand piano, hand around a dandy cold one, sing a new one or an old one, while Harold or Hoagie or Harry or Henry or Bob Corwin plays. Miss you, Mr. Mercer, Savannah's boy soprano, took your dreams to New York City, wrote them powerful and pretty, then fared thee well to Harlem, and Hollywood made him say, hooray, hooray for Hollywood. You must be in a beautiful place now, no more blues in the night. I still can see that pixie freckled face now, and that old southern smile, much wider than a mile. Miss you, Mr. Mercer, had me laughing, had me crying. Every verse was built for travel, from that throat all full of gravel.
Aloha, jazz lover, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another Jazz Intersection interview. On this segment, we have the pleasure of spending some time with the grande dame of music and theater here in Hawaii, singer, actress, educator, the lovely Sherry Lynn. Aloha, Sherry, and welcome to the Jazz Intersection.
Aloha, James. My pleasure. How nice to talk to you today.
At last. Okay. How's your day going?
Well, I'll tell you, it's the end of the school day, so the silence is welcome because, we've got 235 girls, and it can be, it's almost always music to my ears, but by Friday, the music turns a little dissonant, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Are you in your 9th or 10th year as music director at La Pietra?
I'm in my 11th year, 11th year, actually.
All right. And you've been enjoying it all the way, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, I love it here. I consider it an absolute gift of a second career. I really had no plan to become director of music at a girls' school. I had no eyes to be a teacher. Little did I know how much I'd love it once the position was offered to me.
There you go. There you go. You arrived here in 1976, is that correct?
Yes.
Before we talk about from that day on, let's go back a little bit, okay? Matter of fact, way back.
Well, I don't know if I can remember back that last century, babe. I don't know, but we'll try.
All right.
I'll make something up.
Okay. And tell us all about, looking at your bio, I know you said you attended Pasadena School, but where are you originally from? And give us a little background.
Okay, I'm originally from Pasadena, California, and grew up in the Pasadena school system, Pasadena City College, Pasadena Playhouse, which is quite a world-renowned acting school. And out of college, went on the road for 7 years, playing the hotel circuits in 28 states.
Wow.
And started singing at the age of 10.
You started singing at the age of 10?
Yeah, started singing at the age of 10, started actually taking lessons at the age of 10, and still studying. My teacher is Neva Rego, and she's been my teacher for 30 years here in Hawaii. And I just think you should never stop learning, right?
Right, that's right.
And gotta keep limber.
How old were you when you played before your first audience, your first live audience?
10, I guess. My mother had a photography studio in Pasadena, California, and her unwitting customers were my first audience.
All right.
She'd say to them, well, while you're waiting for your photos to be developed, my daughter would be happy to sing for you. And my dear mom was my biggest fan, and she was never pushy, but she was supportive, and she gave me everything, all the tools that I needed to have a career.
Would you say that she was your big influence?
Well, she was my biggest influence in terms of kindness and love.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of music, my biggest influences were people like Tony Bennett and Ella Fitzgerald and Frank Sinatra and Johnny Mathis and Sarah Vaughan and Billie Holiday. I had an uncle who would sit me down and play Billie Holiday records for me. Records, vinyl. And he would explain to me why she was wonderful. And he would, and I'm a 12-year-old kid. What do I know? But I loved music, and I was fortunate enough to have people in my family who loved music. My mom loved music. My grandparents, with whom I was raised with my mother, loved music, and everybody sang around the house and exposed us to all sorts of music. The only thing we really didn't listen to much was opera, which is why I really didn't get into opera till I started teaching.
Okay.
But my stepdad loved musical theater, and so we had every soundtrack, every theater soundtrack at home. So I fell in love with that as well. But it was always jazz and musical theater, so primarily.
Yeah, you would do that well, too.